Hi everybody, this is a recording to look at the quiz that you had on Monday, January 30th. And so we're going to go ahead and look at some items here. The first activity on the quiz was to fill out the empty spaces on this particular chart. So under stock symbol, I can see the stock symbol for Yum Brands. Let me look at my chart here. That's the one I'm looking at here. Is the chart for Yum Brands, and one thing I can see right away is that the stock symbol for Yum Brands is Yum. So I'm just going to go in here and put YUM. That's the stock symbol for Yum, and I think I'll go ahead and put that in red. The next thing I need to find is the high price, the 52-week high price, and I can find that here, 52-week range. There's the low, 46.43. and the high, 66.21. Continuing across here, for the dividend, I can look straight across here and find the dividend. Dividend, 1.73. And I have the yield there of 2.63. There it is, 2.63. The previous closing price, here's the previous close, $65.90, $65.90. Today's closing price, $65.36, $65.36. And I can see that the previous closing price was higher. So the net change is going to be a negative number, and net change is found right here. And so that means that this answer here is minus 0.54. There's our percent change, minus 0.82. Then the 1 year target is right down here. The 1 year target, $67.72. And we can go ahead and do the same thing here for the other company, Fastenal. So here's Fastenal. Can find my symbol here for Fastenal is FAST. In this case, I'm looking for the low, the 52-week low, and here's our 52-week range, and $37.70 is the low. And I can see that the high is $51.56. I already have that right there, $51.56. We're looking at the volume, or the number of shares that were traded today, and here's the volume right there. Volume 415,841. 415,841. The dividend, we'll find the dividend right here. Dividend 1.28. And we can see that the yield 2.55. 2.55 is already right there. The previous close, one of the very first things we see, the previous close price, $50.17 for the previous close, $50.17. And today's closing price, that's always the biggest number, $49.30. And I noticed that that number also went down, and you can see here this is a negative 0.87. That means minus 87 cents. Then we're going to express that as a percentage, and that is minus 1.73. That's right here. And then we have our 52-week high. So this is what your chart should look like when you're finished. This has the answers in there that you're looking for. Now I'm going to slide down to the next question, and it's this one. If you had $500 to spend on these stocks, how many shares of each would you buy? Now this is a more complicated question because I can see that the cost here is $65.36 for 1 share of Yum, and $49.30 for 1 share of Fastenal. So I have to figure out how many could I buy, right? I could buy one Fastenal, one Yum. That was an I. 1 Yum is equal to $65.36. right? So I could say, oops, let me undo that. Oops, I want to redo that. Okay, if I have 2 yums, that's equal to, I don't know, let's see. Where's my calculator? Here's my calculator. 1 yum is $65.36. So 2 yums times 2 is equal to $130.72. Okay, and if I had 3 yums, that would be equal to what? Let's see, we'll do that plus, let's see, 65.36 times 3 equals $196. Oh, $196.08. I wonder what 4 yums cost. 4 yums is equal to $65.36 times 4, and that would be equal to $261.44. Is that what it said? All right. Now, say if I had 4 yums, that would leave me, how much money would I have left over? Let's see. I have $500. So I could say $500 minus $261.44. Oops. Someone made a mistake. $500 minus $261.44 is equal to $238. So if I have $238 and the cost of Fastenal is $49.30, I could say this, $238.56 divided by 49.30 is equal to what? I'm having some trouble here. 500 minus 261.44 is equal to that, divided by $49.30 is equal to 4.8. So that means I could buy 4 Fastenal, right? Plus 4 Fastenal. And 4 Fastenal is equal to, let's see, 4 times 49.3. 49.3 times 4 is equal to $197.20. So what would that equal? If I have $261.44 plus $197.20, what does that equal? Let me see. $197.20 plus $261.44 is equal to $458.64. So that means I could buy 4 of Yum and 4 of Fastenal. But notice that I could, if I wanted to, buy just 1 of Fastenal, right? If I bought 1 Fastenal, sorry, if I bought 1 Yum, 1 Yum is $65.36. I could say, okay, 1 Yum is equal to $65.36. If I buy only 1 Yum, say $500 minus $65.36, that would equal what? Let's see. 500 minus $65.36 would be $434.64. $434.64. So I could say $434.64 divided by $49.30 and see what that equals. See, divided by $49.30, that will equal 8.8. So I could buy 8 shares of Fastenal. Does that make sense? So let's look at that again. 1 share, 1 yum is equal to $65.36 plus 8 Fastenals is equal to 8 times $49.30 is equal $49.30. Oh, I see. I'm missing my decimal point. Dot 30 times 8 shares is equal to $394.40. $394, what was it? $94.40. So let's add them together. $394.40 plus $65.36 is equal to $459. Why can't I remember? And 76 cents. So that means it's under $500. And so in this case, my answer could be I can buy 1 yum and 8 Fastenal. So you can see there are so many different ways that you could answer that question. You just need to be able to have some yum and some Fastenal. Hi, this is the second part of the math quiz from January 30th. And this one you've already done a little bit of. And so remember that for this one, each of the credits, like credits 1 through 10, have one cost. You can see it here. They have one cost. And then if you have credits 11 through 18, they have a different cost. And then credits 19 through 25 is another different cost. So let's do just one, and then I will provide the answers for the other ones. So on this one, we have 10 credits times $102.91, and that is equal to $1,029.10. And we also have 5 credits at 5 credits times $50.96, and that is equal to $254.80. And now what I want to do is add these numbers together. So I have, let's see, 1029.1 plus $254.80 is equal to $1,283.90. This will be the total cost. And it would be a good idea to have a sentence. He will pay $1,283.90. So remember that you have some credits here are going to be a certain cost, right? This is that first 1 through 10. That's the 1 through 10 number. And then the second line is credits 11 through 18. We can turn those another color too. We can put those, how about that color? See if that's a good one. And then we can also take that and bold it maybe, right? And you can see that these numbers are different. So we have 10 plus 5, that's 15 credits. There's the 15 credits. The first 10 cost $102.91. The next 5 credits are in this line here. Those are $50.96. Then we add those together. So I'm going to put the answers in real quick, and then I'll show you the whole thing. Okay, so now I've put in all the answers here, and you can see them. We can talk about them So for we already did number 1, but for number 2, there are 18 credits, and you can notice that there are 10 credits for $116.34 each, and then 8 credits are $51.67 each. And then you multiply those out, and then add your answers together, and you get the total cost. And so Elsa will pay $1,576.76. Number 3, Marcia has the most here at 20. And so notice that we have 3 categories. We have 10 credits at one price, 8 credits at another price, and then 2 credits at an even different price. So I'm going to scroll up, hold your stomach, because she's an international student. So for the international students, we can see 10 credits, 1 to 10 credits is $279.62. 11 to 18, the price changes to $58.15. And then when we're looking at 19 through 25, we're looking at a different cost there too. So she's the only one who's using all 3 of those numbers. And that's what we have here. The 10 credits, and then 8 more credits, and then 2. For number 4, Simone has registered for 13 credits, and so she's going to use 2 of the rows, not all 3. The first 10 credits are $51.46 each, and then the next 3 credits are $25.48 each. Multiply those out, and then add them together, and you get the total. She will pay $591.04. If you have any questions, be sure to ask. And you can look at the numbers here, how I multiplied them out. I used the calculator on the computer for that, and you're also welcome to do that.